Ready?
Yeah.
So, Ivan, hi. Thank you so much for being with us here.
Yeah, thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, thank you. I was just telling the audience that I'm so happy that you have agreed to be with us in the first episode of Let's Go Romania Health and Fitness. So, because I know that you have an extended experience in health coaching, and it's amazing. I'm sure that all of your advices will come so much in hand for us. And I can't wait to see what you have to tell us today. So, can you introduce yourself in a couple of words and maybe tell us something about your experience?
Yeah, hi. My name is Ivan. I kind of got what you said, the audience for me, but let me say a few words in addition. So I'm close to 40 right now, and I have been involved into workout, movement, health, nutrition, and everything related since I was 20, even earlier. Practically my whole life was dedicated to finding more ways to be healthier, to actually teach people how to be healthier, and how to apply the things that I actually practiced during my sports career, my health coach teaching career, and everything I've learned through the years. Uh, in the beginning, I started with bodybuilding, but this was not sufficient for me because I kind of couldn't find good application for the strength I was actually developing as a teenager. So I started practicing karate and karate do. And after just a few years, I was part of the national team of Bulgaria, represented Bulgaria on international contests. This was my passion and my profession for, let's say, close to 9 years. And afterwards, I decided I want to dedicate myself to teaching. I continued with group fitness coaching, group fitness teaching, mainly HIIT training, Pilates and yoga training. I went through all sorts and types of movement, physical movement. And with time, I saw, of course, this is not end all be all. This is not the whole story. We need to have nutrition. We need to have proper sleep. We need to have optimal health. And that's how I actually started the career of a health coach. And the COVID crisis actually in 2019 accelerated this process very much because it was a very proficient way to practice my health coaching skills online. And since then, I continued health coaching people and clients mainly in this fashion. So in brief, that's who I am. I am a father of a 5-year-old Spider-Man. So
He's a Spider-Man. Oh my God.
Yeah, he's a lot of things. Right now, I think he's a turtle ninja. I don't know. He's in some kind of a career change period. Yeah. But he was a Spider-Man by far. So I will continue presenting him as such.
Anyway, I just everything that I kept in my head is that you're 40, and I cannot believe it. You look amazing. You look 20 something. So everything that you're doing is working. So all that you can tell us will be so much of help. So
look, I will come closer and I will smile. See here.
Now, can you maybe explain to us how health coaching differs from traditional fitness and nutrition and everything that we know as professionals? Because there is a niche for everything. And I think health coaching somehow incorporates all of these niches and maybe guides the clients to a healthier lifestyle. So can you explain to us what is health coaching?
Traditional fitness or sports coaching actually is aimed at creating better results in purely physical realm of whatever journey you are on. I mean, when you are a fitness coach, you are mainly focused on strength, on body mass, on physicality of everything. I mean, the physical aesthetics. Some people are actually more interested into developing more qualities like, as I said, strength, endurance, etc. But when you are fitness coaching or bodybuilding coaching, what you are doing is mainly focusing on one area of the health, which is the more superficial area. In health coaching, we are actually trying to holistically embrace all parts of health, which is like stress management, sleep, movement, proper nutrition, even relationships, because health coaching and life coaching are very interrelated. And we are just like it's a daisy chain, you know. You can't take out your physical situation, aspect from your mental aspect, and from everything that happens in your life. And I've seen this in many of my clients. Let's say if someone breaks up with their girlfriend or their spouse, you know, you definitely can see in their blood samples and in their blood
really
you definitely can see this.
changing,
you see
the
testosterone dumping down. Yeah, I have a dog actually, so you're gonna hear him. He's right now very very much trying to get into the podcast. So yeah, you can definitely see the psychological part and the psychological consequences of everything that happens in our life, taking part of the physical and interfering with the physical part and aspect of our entity. So you should take this in regards to when you are actually health coaching. And that's the difference. You're trying to focus on more or on the wider frame of everything that spells health.
So the actual lifestyle of the client.
Yeah, exactly.
As a holistic approach, because I think that this is actually why I started this podcast, and this is my passion, like incorporating a healthier lifestyle, even though our current lifestyle is hectic, it's crazy. We don't have time for anything, especially if you are a parent. It's done. It's you don't have any time for anything. And I think when you work an 8-hour, 10-hour job at the office, and then going home, especially if you are a woman, you need to also clean and cook and take care of the child and everything. And I think the motivation and the mental health is a really important part of everything that you do when you start a healthier the journey towards a healthier lifestyle. So this is what I was leading up to my question. What are your advices for people that are busy in their current lifestyle, how they can start with small changes to balance a healthier lifestyle with their job and duties and tasks and deadlines and everything that is the current day-to-day activity?
Yeah, it's challenging, definitely. Being a parent, trying to build a career, build a personal business, it's definitely challenging. And I can see where a lot of people lose motivation and lose their ability to actually incorporate good habits of movement and health, and health deteriorates with time. First of all, are there people that are actually have good careers and they have good health? On your opinion, do they exist, these unicorns?
Yeah,
I think so. I think so.
I think so. Yeah, I think the percentage, if we talk about the percentage, it's so small, like people who actually get to do something.
And sometimes they're valid excuses. I can understand this. I mean, I've been a father to a very crying child. It was 364 days. He was in his first year. He was just not sleeping at all. I understand that it would be very difficult to incorporate a good health regime within that challenge.
Yeah.
Now, this is, however, not our whole life, and when we get past that challenge, we need to start rebuilding everything that we actually had to tear down in order to withstand that challenge. Now, if one person can do it, it could be done. That's the most important thing. So there are people that build successful careers, businesses, and they still maintain a healthier lifestyle. And when I say healthier, I mean healthier, because healthy is not an endpoint. It's not like Mount Everest, and when you climb there, it's like yours. There's always a way to improve where you are right now, and it's not about achievement. Health is not an achievement, it's a feeling.
And it's not something that fits all. So something that feels healthy to you, it's super personal. So how you feel, what gives you energy and motivation and inner peace. So
yes, health is a feeling. It's not like a result on a blood test. It's not like you bench press 130 kilos if you're a male and okay, you're healthy, that's good. No, it's a feeling, and mainly it is related even to the way you feel emotionally in your everyday life.
Yeah.
So how do people do this, and how do people improve? With small steps, definitely. You should not expect that you're going to become healthy like from a snap of a finger. First thing is you need to make estimation of your everyday life and see if there are some places that could be refurbished, because we have strategies for everything and we have systems for everything. And it's not about motivation. It's about what type of systems do you have. You have a system of shopping. You have like when you go to the supermarket, you have a system of shopping. You have a system of eating. You have a system of arranging your house and your fridge. There are a lot of systems, and you need to go through the systems and see if there are ways to improve those systems. There are many ways to skin a cat. There's that saying in English. I don't know if it's appropriate, but you can go through different directions and many directions, but you shouldn't be too demanding on yourself. You should be more compassionate on yourself. And happiness is not in, as I said, in achievement, it's in progress. So you need to have a very well-defined goals that are achievable, goals that have time limits and time bounds, goals that have steps that have been broken down in steps. And I would advise you to have someone to support you toward your goals. Would that be a trainer? Would that be an accountability partner that you want to find, like your friend who's trying to change his or her life too? That's one thing that's very important.
To have a support.
Yes, it's never about availability of time. It's about time management, and that's a cliche, but it's a cliche that is true and right. And the problem is not that we don't have time. The problem is that we don't have enough energy in order to fulfill that time that we have. And many times we will find that we are drawn into tasks that are not productive, just because we're trying to escape our everyday frustration and the exhaustion of our resources. Every day you have to do you have to do hundreds of decisions. You have to make hundreds of decisions. You have to make, and they're not an easy decisions sometimes. You have a very tight schedule. You need to do many things that are mandatory.
Yeah.
So of course, and that's actually is depleting your ability to be motivated. I think that's depleting even your physical resources. Like the body has something like a bank account, and you have a limited amount of resources like vitamins, minerals, protein, etc. And when you are constantly under stress, you are actually taking out your deposits, and you do a withdrawal. And first thing I would say is maybe try to fix your deficits and try to fix your sleep, because these are the two things that are very vital in order to make good decisions. And good decisions are in the basis. They're the foundation of good health. Unless we have the ability to make good decisions, we won't be able to have good health.
So the first tip, the most important tip, and I'm gonna write it here somewhere on the other side, it's to start with some medical checkups to see where you have deficiencies and maybe solve them, and start working on your sleep schedule, because that will be a big improvement in your overall energy and feeling and mental health. So those are your top 2 tips for the first.
Top 2 tips. Yes. These are the 2 things people, and I can give you another tip, which is more practical for your audience. If you are going to put some blood tests and do some blood tests, please make a test of your vitamin B12 and your D3, the cholecalciferol. It's the sunny vitamin.
Okay.
Yes, so, these are 2 of the vitamins. Yeah, the D3 vitamin.
These immune system.
It's a hormone. It's not a vitamin. Vitamin D is a hormone. So please check these vitamins at first, because they're so crucial. And now 9 out of 10 people that I work with, they're actually deficient or insufficient in those vitamins. So it's a widespread, like another pandemic. That's why during COVID, a lot of people had to take vitamin D, because it's a pandemic.
Yeah. And in your experience, what are some signs, the top signs that somebody should pay attention to, and that tells them they have a really high stress level and they need to do some changes fast and urgently in their lives? So what do you think?
The first signal is going to be moodiness. If you're moody, if you are not in good, you don't have a lot of happiness in you, in good mood, and you constantly feel like depressed, stressed, you have lack of energy. These are one of the first signs that something is not going right. Optimally, we need to have our energy at our disposal during the whole day. Optimally, we need to have our ability to face stressful situation, with smile and not being so, burnt out, and we're not dragging the consequences of an unpleasant situation in our life with days and ruminating on it. If you have bad mood constantly, that's one of the signs you're probably deficient in some area.
And from my personal experience, when I was feeling moody, I was also reaching for those sweets and chocolate, and maybe to improve my just to get.
So sleep is the next system that is going to be affected if you are burning the candles from both sides, sort of say. Now I know it's going to be a challenge, and I'm afraid I cannot give you too many tips on how to improve your sleep when you are actually in this vicious cycle of being stressed, not being able to sleep. Then you're undersleep, and you stress even more. It's a hard thing to navigate, and every case is by itself, a different story. So I can't give an advice that's going to be applicable for everyone. But probably one thing would be try to, before sleep, try to meditate, or even during the day. This is one thing that's very underestimated, meditation. And it's one thing that really helps when you start building that habit. And it doesn't take too much time. I mean, like 10, 15, 20 minutes per day. You can do it in the public transportation. You can do it in the metro. You can do it even at work, not browsing Facebook, meditating.
Yeah.
I know that many people are now like turning their head and like, right.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. I know what you're saying, but meditate. A good meditation might be washing the dishes. Sometimes I meditate over this, because there's the water is creating this sound, like meditation is about switching off, it's about changing the brain activity. We're usually too much in our alpha brain activity, and there are 4 other stages that we can be in, and we need to cycle through all of them. It's like theta, it's like delta, it's like beta. We have 4 stages and 4 frequencies our brain can work on. And we are actually spending too much time into alpha waves, and that's why we start taking credit from other frequencies that we are not actually using, like the delta waves, the deep sleep, like the theta waves, the creative frequency. So when you're meditating, you're actually going and switching into those theta waves, and you're giving your brain the ability to recuperate and to be active again with your alpha brain waves. That's very important, because if you overdo, if you are overburnt into your alpha brain waves activity, you are going to diminish your ability to take good decisions. And what is the good decision? The good decision is sometimes to do something, and it's sometimes not to do something, not to grab the sweets, not to go for the sweets, but go for the
or for the social media, scrolling through social media. Another problem of our generation, like disconnecting from the problems, day-to-day problems, by scrolling hours on end when you get home, or binge watching Netflix or something like that. So just to get your mind off the problems, but actually you are not doing that. You are just covering a big problem. So
the problem is people expect that they're just going to switch off their device, put it down, and I'm not gonna think about it. No, it's not gonna happen. That's why it's not working, because you're not switching the brain waves. You're not putting a gap between dopamine creation. I work with a lot of people that are programmers or in the IT sector. They say I can go the whole day without eating everything, but when I finish work, it's like I want to eat the world. I mean, I'm completely demolishing the fridge. I say, yeah, of course, because the whole day you're creating and you're producing dopamine, and dopamine is actually keeping you in the loop. It's keeping you in the alpha brain waves. You're constantly alert. It's a constant something that you want to solve of an issue. And in the end, actually, you have, because we are problem solvers. I mean, especially men, this is our task. We need to solve problems. That's why we are so nagging you and trying to solve all your problems as women, instead of just listening and being empathic. If you say something, I'm going to try to solve your problem, as I'm not going to just stay there and say, oh, probably that's terrible.
I understand you. I feel you.
Yeah, so that's what we are. And for men, it's especially hard to withdraw, but I see many people, not only men, already drawn into that culture and into that vortex. Social media is a problem, and it's a problem because it's addictive, and in order to actually withstand that addiction or break that addiction, you just need to pause. You need something to put in between the states of your brain, and that's meditation. That's like, yeah, you said it right. It's like listening to a music, but just closing your eyes and trying to feel yourself. How much time in our day are we trying to actually just experience what's happening? During workout, it's easy because you're only thinking, especially in heat workouts, in fighting workout. That's why men like to fight, because you're thinking only for one thing, for your breath and somebody not to smash your head or to break your face. It's like you're in the moment. You're constantly here. But you cannot be in the gym all the time. You cannot do 20 heat workouts per day, because you're going to burn yourself. So a better way to do it, and a more applicable way to do it, is just meditation and some breath practice.
And also about nutrition, because a lot of people often sacrifice good nutrition because of their busy schedule. So can you give us maybe some top tips on that, how we can start a healthier lifestyle through nutrition, because it's really important after balancing all your deficits and sleep and everything, maybe start a better nutrition somehow. Maybe you can share some tips with us.
Yeah, with nutrition, it's very tricky because a lot of people don't have the ability to cook, and many people really don't have the time to cook. It's preparation. The one thing that's most important is preparation. You know, when you go to jump with a parachute, you don't start folding your parachute right after you jump from the plane. You fold it on the ground. So, in order to do something, you need to do something. In order to change something, you need to take action. So if you want to actually improve your nutrition, the easiest thing you can do is something that you're actually not going to do. You know, as I said, you can expect results if you do something, and sometimes you can expect results if you withstay yourself from doing something, some activity like grabbing the wrong food. Now, be very mindful about what kind of thoughts you put into your head, because they're going to be there for a long time. That goes for the food you actually import into your apartment and into your fridge. Be very mindful about what food you buy. When you want to improve your nutrition, the first place is not the kitchen. The first place is the shop. When you go shopping, just don't buy the foods you know that are not good for you.
And don't go shopping hungry. Don't go shopping hungry.
Yes, don't go shopping hungry. That's another good advice. But you know, the next thing is don't forbid yourself to buy the forbidden foods, or there are no forbidden foods. Like, I like beer sometimes. From time to time I buy beer, I drink beer. Sometimes I drink alcohol. Sometimes I eat foods that are not so healthy, like cakes or something like this, but I don't import them in my home. I don't import them in my fridge. If something gets into your home and into your fridge, you know, it's a model. Your home is a model of your life, and your fridge, it's a model of your stomach. If something gets into your fridge or into the cupboards in your kitchen, it's going to get, sooner or later, it's going to be into you. And if you're everywhere, you have like sweets for the guests, you know, we like to buy sweets for when people come and visit us, and usually those sweets never
nobody comes to visit us, but anyway.
They never survive. Maybe people come to visit us, but the sweets never survive, so we have to buy new. First things first, try to clean up the cupboards, clean up your fridge, arrange your fridge, because if you have a well-maintained fridge and everything is in check, your gut is going to be in check, your stomach is going to be. That's the first place. Maintain your models, so you're going to be maintaining yourself, and don't forbid yourself. As I said, I'm not buying beer, but if I want to drink a beer, I'll just go to my supermarket downstairs and I will buy a beer and I will drink
that's
it.
Okay. That's okay to indulge yourself.
Of course, I will not feel guilty about it. Sometimes I do. It's not a problem. It's not dragging me down. But the everyday things we do, they're the problem.
Yeah. And maybe, this is what I'm getting to, the idea that you should have patience with yourself. You should be understanding and loving with yourself. And just
listen to your body is a very tricky advice too, because sometimes our body is misled. It's misled by different foods that we eat. It's misled by let's say the stimuluses we have from our electronic devices. And as I said, you might not feel hunger for a whole day, and in the end everything comes back with a vengeance. The hunger comes back, and you should be more mindful, because there are more traps we have. Listen to your body is a good advice when your body is working properly. But if your body, like if you are diabetic, if you have a problem with your thyroid hormone, if you have different issues, it sometimes needs a little bit more cautious, to be a little bit more cautious and a little bit more mindfulness about not to abduct your body's ability to maintain its own health. And sometimes the body is just confused. So I know it's a hard process to navigate, but the one thing you said, I completely align with. You need to be compassionate with yourself and to recognize it's a process. It's a process, and this process should be mindful. It shouldn't be like. Recently, I wrote an article about New Year's resolutions and how they break within 30 days to 45 days. Only 6 to 7% manage to keep their resolutions up to the 6th month. It should be well constructed. I mean, a change in your systems and in your lifestyle should be well constructed. And I seriously advise you, search for a person that can help you with that construction. I mean, not me. I honestly can't have any more clients, but someone, a coach, a person that's actually going to get you through that process of putting realistic goals that are achievable, goals that are time bounded, and that have steps that can tell you whether you are going toward the goal or no. It needs to be a process, and it can't be just how should I say?
Small steps. Don't work on a dream, because we basically at the start of the year we just have a dream where we want to get. Just work on small goals and check them off the list. So
people make a change when change is less painful than staying the same. So we usually wait for that bankrupt of our personality, of our health. You go to the doctor and they say, okay, you're in the early stage of XYZ disease, some disease. You need to take action right now, or else something's going to happen. We wait until that moment, and sometimes it's too late, unfortunately. I understand that's the usual way we do it. It's natural, but we can intentionally take control right now when it's not so hard, and it's not going to be so. The motivation is lower, I know, and it has to be a process, and it's going to be challenging, but don't leave it for the last minute.
Can you share with us a success story with one of your clients, like somebody that was, without giving names or anything, but someone that was really in the low and that they succeeded, and how the healthier lifestyle changed their life altogether and their energy and everything? And can you share such a story with us?
Yeah, there was this girl working with me. Her goal was to lose weight. It was like she lost, I think, 20 or 22 kilos within 6 to 8 months. She was quite definitely overweighted, and she had difficulty like with usual everyday tasks, like climbing stairs, like keeping the house. It's when you have additional, like if you're 160 centimeters and you're like 85, 90 kilos, life gets much more challenging. She actually lost a lot of weight. She did it, I wouldn't say effortlessly, because there's always effort, but she did it in a way that didn't interfere so much with her life. She enjoyed, actually, after a certain period of time, she enjoyed the effect, she enjoyed the results, and in the end she was able to conceive. So now she has a baby. And
amazing.
Now you're waiting right now for her to for maternity to expire, so we can start working again.
That's amazing. I got chills. I'm so happy for her. I'm so happy, because
that's the most important thing. I mean, that's not the success. The 20 kilos are not the success. It's about life, and it's about leading a better quality of life.
And also being consistent,
I will give you another success story. And it's even more insightful for me, and more emotional, because a girl came to me and she said, I want to lose weight for my wedding, because I want to look good in my wedding dress. And I said, okay, let's see what's happening. Let's work. She was working 2 jobs, like in the medical area, and she was like 14 hours to 16 hours something a day at work.
Oh my God.
She was trying to have a child in this situation, and it was not happening, of course, because when a tiger is chasing you, it's not time to have kids. You know, when there's a lot of stress, naturally, the woman's organism is not going to accept conceiving. So look, I'm not a guru she didn't conceive. I'm not a guru in this area. I'm just trying to say she came to me with a goal of losing weight. In the end, after our work, she didn't lost all the kilos she wanted. I mean, she lost like 3, 4, 5 kilos. But after working together, we got to a point where she said, "Look, I didn't lost all the kilos. I didn't, achieved what I've intended in the beginning, but I feel so much better with myself, and I don't feel that pressure and that tiger chasing me all the time, and being able." Actually, she didn't need one of the jobs. She quitted one of the jobs because it was rooted in fear of rejection, a fear of abandonment. It was the fear actually made her push herself over the top, over the limits
Be an
she had.
overachiever, yeah, in her career.
Yes,
Yeah.
and in the end, she actually said, "I feel calm now. I feel okay. I am." She got married, of course, and she was able to let go and to have a partnership, because through her whole life. Sorry, English.
Yeah.
English is so yeah, it was all rooted in fear. And actually, when she got married, she got more calm, that she has someone next to her that's going to take care of her, and she actually was able to take care of herself better.
Yeah.
Years later, of course, they have kids, but it's not up to me.
Yeah, but
I'm not
anyway,
involved.
yeah, it's amazing because us as women, especially women who want children, we also feel the pressure not only of the society but also of the biological clock, and also wanting to make a name of yourself and just prove yourself, and that you are a person of value, that you are smart and intelligent, and you can be a great career person, but also wanting to balance everything else. And also, as women, we have also the hormonal challenges, so that's something to take into consideration. I don't know, as a man, as a trainer, being a man, do you also take this into consideration with women, the
Can you come again?
hormonal balance?
Yes, of course. If there is a disbalance, of course, there's going to be a problem. But look, I'm not a doctor, so I can
Yeah.
give only I can give only partial advices on hormonal dysfunctions. I can, of course, ask a person working with me to check hormones that I'm,
If you see some signs or something.
yeah. If I see some telltales that
Yeah.
something's wrong, and if there's a problem, I of course always advise people to go to a doctor and try to solve this problem. Sometimes it might be solved with more, like only supplements and things that are more like natural remedies. Sometimes you need Western medicine.
Yeah.
But this way or another, of course, you actually scratched a very sensitive surface. You started talking about women that are trying to be men and women all at the same time. And I don't think that achievement is reserved for men. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's a very competitive world, and men have a head start exactly because they don't have to be mothers, and they
Yeah.
can leave that function to the ladies.
Yeah.
And the ladies, they don't want to be all their life to be only serving
Yeah.
servants, or how should I say.
Yeah.
Motherhood is a beautiful thing, but I know people have targets and goals, and people want to grow It's a hard thing to juggle with. It's a hard thing to maintain as a balance. And being a mother, being a housewife, and being a CEO of a company, as you are, it's not very easy to do. Usually, health goes back takes the last seat in the line. But we need to be mindful about this, that if we neglect our health, even if we are actually dedicating our time to family and to work and to everything else, this time is not going to be efficient. It's not time. This is not the most precious commodity. It's efficiency in the time you have.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are all been in that situation where you just sit in front of the computer and you're supposed to be working, but you can't put two and two together. I mean, your mind is just
so focus.
rolling
So
around.
everything starts from what you said: meditation, focus.
Yes,
everything starts up here.
So, health could be healthy actions and things you do for your health. They can be, not so time demanding. You can do something in 20 minutes every day. You can do something in 30 minutes every day. I mean, you spend so many time in activities that are not so productive, that you can always refurbish some of that time and dedicate it to this, and you will see results very quick if you are actually mindful about it, even
And
from
also,
meditation.
and also the tip that you said about preparation. So it's not preparation is a good tip, not only in nutrition but also in some other parts.
Okay, some people just don't have time to cook. Some people just don't have passion to cook. Some people don't have the skills, the passion, and the time.
And that's okay.
That's okay. That's fine. Yeah, there are a lot of restaurants that are going to prepare very good food for you. And it's once again the choices you make in the restaurant. Whether you prepare your food yourself or you are going to use restaurant service, it's about the choices you make within the restaurant or within the supermarket or whatever. So improving our choices and our ability to make choices directly will reflect on what actually are the consequences and the results of our decisions.
Yeah, exactly. So
preparation, you can prepare, like you go to work somewhere, what are the restaurants around? What foods do they serve? Which restaurants are going to serve your goals and your needs? How do you need to eat in order to do this? I mean, you can do this in that way, or you can allocate like 2 hours in Sunday,
and just prepare for the week.
Do a prep.
Yeah.
Cook, freeze. There are many ways to do it. Prep time, I mean, everyone who is a man, usually in the bodybuilding world, it's a big chunk of their success, prepping their meals, because they can't cook all day long. I mean, they have other things to do. I mean, the professional bodybuilders.
I know. And also maybe just using the same recipes, like rounding them up every couple of weeks. That also helps. If you like something, just make it for the next week also.
Actually, you have a great transformation, so you can give many good advices, even better probably from me, in how to achieve this transformation, especially for women in your tier, women that are trying to be family and business owners.
I have a lot of help from my husband, but mainly what we do, we just prepare for the next week on Sundays. We do shopping and prepare the vegetables and fruits and everything in the fridge, so everything is ready to go. And also during the week, I do my workouts at home. So while I do my workout, the food is preparing in the oven. So I do a lot of recipes in the oven. Just like I said, just forget it in the oven for 1 hour, So this really helps me and helps me with my time management. And also when I do the shopping, I always focus on vegetables, fruits, and proteins first. And after that, if we have time at the end of shopping some snacks, some, you know, frozen area stuff and all of that. So can you tell us, everything that you said was amazing, and I think it really helps, all the pointers that you gave to us. And as a conclusion, what would you like people to take out of this podcast? What would be your main the main idea behind all of the concepts that you discussed with us? What would you like people to go home with and just keep in their mind?
Well, there's one problem I usually face working with clients, and mainly with overachieving clients, because I believe many of your audience members are going to be high achievers. High achievers usually are feeling guilty when they are devoting time to themselves. And one thing I would like people to be able to understand is devoting time yourself is actually investing time in order to make more time. You have 24 hours, of course, in the day. Everyone has only 24 hours, but the presence you have in these 24 hours, it really depends on how fit you are, on how aligned you are with your health, on just being, having the energy in order to be the best, CEO, the best worker, the best employee, the best mother, father, whatever. Devoting time to yourself and devoting time to taking care of yourself is not a lost time. It's not selfish. It's the exactly opposite thing. It's unselfish, because this way you're going to have better impact, mainly in the people's lives, the people around you. Because even you have to take 30 minutes from your daily schedule of cleaning, when you don't lift the sofa and clean under the sofa, okay, your kids are going to grow up, you're going to grow old, but it's not going to hinder so much anything you do. But if you devote these 30 minutes to yourself, everyone around you, including your kids, are going to have much better piece of you to stay with. So it's important to realize that health is not the lack of coughing, it's not just not having any symptoms of illness. Health is the feeling. It's about feeling. It's about emotion, the emotion you have all day. The energy and the emotions are very interlinked. And I've seen many people that have no problem with healthy living, healthy lifestyle. They even overdo it, and yet again they don't have healthy results. And it's because of this lack of compassion and this lack of the ability to take care of yourself. So just try to have compassion to yourself. Try to understand that health is something that you build gradually. You build it over small steps, and it's built not only on the knowledge of how to be healthy, because there is knowledge everywhere right now. I mean, you open internet, you open the TV, everyone is bombarding you with information, what's healthy and what you should eat, what you should not eat, what you have to do. It's not about this. It's about really a feeling, and it's about really being present and being happy with your life. So I hope everyone could start this journey and take actions. It's not about knowing what to do, it's about taking actions, even small actions. So I challenge your audience, think of something you can do today.
Thank you so much, Ivan. This has been a great conversation with you. I really feel motivated right now and I feel inspired by everything that you said, and it actually makes sense, everything that you say. it's backed up by science, I'm sure, all of these facts, and
Yes.
also backed up by the success of your clients. I will leave all of your info down below for everyone to check up your LinkedIn, maybe your Facebook and everything, maybe connect with you if they have further questions. So thank you very much for being here with us.